the message in all of my pieces, wearable, mural, is always freedom, love, expression. Just be you, like exude that shit. Sorry, can I curse?
I think public art is probably one of the most important and powerful art mediums that we have. It's free. Anybody can walk by it and see it. They don't have to pay to go into a museum or anything like that. A project like this brings together of such a variety of artists that you can get something like a photorealistic version of an owl to an abstract flag to some graffiti to all kinds of different versions of art. And I think that makes a place really, really strong because it can kind of reach out to a lot of different people in the community. And you might not like the abstract Dominican flag, but maybe you like an owl. I think that's really super powerful about these kinds of festivals, that they can just bring in so many different people. It just makes the place stronger, and it makes people want to come down here. It makes them want to clean up the area and be proud of being from Troy,
I feel like Troy has this like really grungy, really down-to-earth grassroots approach. So it's really cool to be here. I think that Troy is really onto something with especially with public art and arts in general. So I just saw some like very elitist gallery owners from the city actually walk through here checking it out. So people are starting to hear about Troy, and I think this festival in particular is really gonna put Troy on the map. Like most of these festivals usually do, like Philadelphia, New York City, you see these festivals and it draws like mad attention. It takes the fine art world out of the white cube and it brings it out to the community where it belongs, honestly, because that's where most of the inspirations of art come from, is from the community. But for some reason it's very elitist and you have to enter the white cube and you have to know the gatekeepers in the professional art world. And so I feel like this is kind of like pushing back on that. Here's art, this is fine art. And you're seeing graffiti artists now and street artists actually getting paid, making a living from this. Before we used to get arrested. Now it's like, hey, they're paying us to do it. So I feel like it's working. Whatever it is the public art was meant to do, it's working. It's forcing people to see us.
I tell students and things and people like capitalism, kind of the structure of it, it doesn't allow creative people to create really at the end of the day. And I think there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to being an artist. And so I would just really encourage anyone and everyone to ask for help, no matter what that is.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's given, artists like myself and others the creative freedom to express ourselves and to extend that and to share our version of love with the planet. You know what I mean? Just kind of like introducing ourselves to as many strangers that pull up and walk by the pieces. So I think public art is something that really makes the world. That's a mad cliche like definition, but I do feel like public art makes the world a better and safer place. Of course, you're not gonna make everybody happy with public art. Some people are gonna walk by this piece and be like, I hate Jean-Michel Basquiat. Who put that there? But I believe that there's gonna be way more people than not that feel like, my heart feels good seeing this. Look at all these colors. Look at the message. I feel good. And some people are gonna just sit and stare and have that feeling with no words. And I think public art is kind of like the language when we can't find any at all. And I'm just blessed to be a part of that.
I've seen an uplifting of Troy specifically. I think it's just because when you see art, especially in public spaces, people are naturally inspired or curious or have wonder, and it causes you to think outside of your own personal bubble. So then you get to access other people's minds that way. And I think that's what's beautiful about murals and big public art, is that we get to connect with one another without even knowing each other most of the time.
It's wild that just a little bit of color on the wall can be a really powerful thing. It can really transform a place, become a recognizable place to visit. Gives it an icon, kind of a personality. And it really, literally puts things on a map. We've painted plenty of up-and-coming neighborhoods and kind of revitalized certain areas where they ask us to come in and paint some murals or some really colorful, nice-looking graffiti. And it really transforms the place.